Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Administrative Reforms, Town Planning Part 1. The first construction of the mosque, University of Medina was from here, and the light of preaching of the Prophet ﷺ had to be illuminated every particle of universe. The first construction of Masjid Nabawi, the area of the first construction was 1050 square meters. In 7 Hijri, the Holy Prophet ﷺ extended it. The area increased from 1361 to 2475 square meters. Along with it, the Holy Prophet ﷺ built rooms that were situated where Gabriel entered. The last expansion of Masjid Nabawi took place the lifetime of the Holy Prophet ﷺ up to Medina, in which 502% increase to 82,000 square meters ground floor has been constructed, and including the courtyard 98,327 square meters. So total area has now been reserved for the Prophet's Mosque. 2,104 pillars were also built, 27 halls, 18 by 18 meter with domes shaped like movable roofs are decorated using 68 kg of gold. The Holy Prophet ﷺ used to allot land to the companions for building houses and used to make demarcation. Abdullah ibn Dawud narrated from Amr bin Harith that Allah's Messenger ﷺ gave me a piece of land in Medina to build a house, and he said, I will give more. I will give more. He ﷺ demarcated with Sagittarius. Abu Yala 1460, Abu Dawud 3060. The limit of minimum width of the one-way road strip was laid down by the Holy Prophet ﷺ 7 Zara 25 feet. Tirmidhi 1355. The construction of houses on the side of Gabriel Gate, adjacent to the Prophet's Mosque, began. The house of the mother of believers Aisha Siddiqa was equal to that of mother of believers Hafsa. They used to have fun with each other. There was a narrow path in these houses. Common people used to pass through here. Next to these houses was the house of Fatima Zahra, and next to it was the house of mother of believers Zainab, which later became the house of Salama. All the other houses were adjacent. Mother of believers Aisha Siddiqa had 2 doors of her house, one of which opened in the Prophet's Mosque. There was also a vent in which mother of believers Aisha Siddiqa kept her toys. Each suite consisted of a room and a toilet. The length of the room was 10 zara. The height was 3 zara, and the width was 8 zara. The width of courtyard was 7 zara, and length was 10 zara. The roof of the room was made of palm branches and leaves, and an old blanket was placed on it to protect it from the rain. All the other rooms were made of stone. They were coated with mud. The roof was also covered with mud. A toilet was built next to the entrance. A separate enclosure was made for bathing. The entrance was single door. In front of it, a zara white and 3 zara woolen curtain was fixed. At the top of the door, there was a shade that stood on 2 walls to protect from the sun. The roomy side had more width, and the end of the courtyard side had less width. The suite is not rectangular or square, so that it could not resemble to Masjid al-Nabawi and Masjid al-Haram. A human hand could touch the ceiling of the room. The doors were made of juniper or samaj wood. The companions used to knock on the doors with their nails for extreme respect and reverence. Mufrad al-Adab 1111797457. Haritha bin Numan donated the land of sweets. Now the house of Mother of Believers, Aisha Siddiqa, is blessed tomb, and half suite of Mother of Believers, Hafsa, is also included in blessed tomb. Remaining portion of the suite is located in front of blessed tomb, where the privileged persons used to send blessings and peace upon the Prophet ﷺ. The walls of all the suites were separate, but there was no idea of shared wall. This is the problem in today's era. It has led to lawsuits and enmity. The largest house among the Ansar belonged to Abu Talha, in which ambassadors from abroad used to stay. It was treated as an official guest. There were no shops in streets from Masjid Nabawi towards Masjid Quba. There were regular bazaars. There were also shops for gold and silver ornaments. Abu Talha had a very big palm garden between Masjid Nabawi and Banu Quayna. It had not been destroyed. The total population of Medina in the year of Hijrah was 10,000, in which hardly 500 people, including the conquerors and immigrants, were Muslims. There were possibility that there are non-Muslims in the majority areas, and they will make them fall into reversion by putting collective or economic pressure to intimidate them. Sauda's husband Sakran and Habiba's husband Ubaidullah bin Hajjash had started leaning towards Christianity despite of impartiality of King Najashi. Therefore, it became necessary to give an environment for Muslims to be united and trained. It was the reason that new Muslims were encouraged to come and settle in Medina. This exercise took place for 7 years. After the saying of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, there is no need for immigration. After Al-Fatih, now new Muslims were allowed to live in their own area. A large house was built for the immigrants, which had 3 rooms and 1 room for each family. However, kitchen was commonly used. 2 houses and 1 suite were given to Suhaib. Bukhari 2624. One of the multi-storied building in Medina the Holy Prophet ﷺ visited. Bukhari 1589. This is the first sentence of Hadith. The Hadith is long. Narration tells the existence of multi-storied buildings in Medina. Saad had a wound in vein of his arm. For him, the Holy Prophet ﷺ set up a tent in the mosque to stay close and take care of him. In the Mosque Nabawi, there was a tent of the people of Bani Ghaffar. Bukhari 440. The Holy Prophet ﷺ called a meeting with Ansar and gathered them in a tent made of red leather. Bukhari 5860. These hadiths reveal that tents were also relied upon as temporary accommodation, and large numbers of refugees were quickly accommodated. There were also multi-storied buildings in Medina. A large house was built for the immigrants, which had 3 rooms and 1 room for each family. However, kitchen was commonly used. 2 houses and 1 suite were given to Suhaib. Bukhari 2624. One of the multi-storied building in Medina the Holy Prophet ﷺ visited. Bukhari 1589. This is the first sentence of Hadith. The Hadith is long. Narration tells the existence of multi-storied buildings in Medina. Saad had a wound in vein of his arm. For him, the Holy Prophet ﷺ set up a tent in the mosque to stay close and take care of him. In the Mosque Nabwi, there was a tent of the people of Bani Ghaffar. Bukhari 440. The Holy Prophet ﷺ called a meeting with Ansar and gathered them in a tent made of red leather. Bukhari 5860. These hadiths reveal that tents were also relied upon as temporary accommodation, and large numbers of refugees were quickly accommodated. There were also multi-storied buildings in Medina. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ